Hello, hello, hello. Oh, today my thing works actually. Nice. I of course didn't fully prepare my second monitor, so give me a second. Hey lol boy, hello, hello, hello. How is it going? How are you? Have you had a good weekend so far? Well, I think you said you have 2 weeks off on Cake Stream or something like that. So I bet that's nice. Alright, so before we start... Oh, okay, cool. No, I'm fine. It could be better, but it's fine overall. A little bit stressful at work. Yeah. Hey, Leo K77, welcome. So I think I want to do one thing first before moving on to the actual, or do we just let's just straight dive right into the config stuff, and like, yeah, it's basically config variables, command line arguments, console variables. They come in all sort of different names. Basically, I want a system that, for example, which one would be? Let's go to the tone map path, for example, right? That one would probably be an interesting one. So what I would want to do is, for example, have a console variable here. Let's call it console variable. And then best case would be an enum. But for now, let's just keep it as a Onyx EU32 for now. But I think it doesn't really matter the way I plan to do it, so it could be an enum. And then tone map, where basically log tone map type or whatever, or function or whatever. And then what I would want to have here is a name, like a string for it. So basically tone map, that's a thing that either you give in the command line /console and then a default value, for example 0. And then in here we would just get that like that. Maybe with get function, I'm not sure, to be a little bit more explicit. Just having that should already register it so that it's shown in the UI, basically. In a debug UI, that is. And the idea would be that you can as well give it as a command line argument, potentially. So if we go here, where is my launch? Yeah, like, well, that's the wrong one. Do I not have another one? I should have another one. I should have one for the engine, right? Oh, it's launch. Okay. I'm not sure. Is it args here? Probably, right? So for example, tone map Could we maybe do minus tone map and then the value, right? Something like that. Would be the idea. But this to lowercase and then, yeah. And that would force it as well. Okay, so that's the idea. Let's try to get that idea into reality. Shouldn't be too hard, to be honest, but let's see. So one thing for sure is that this should probably live in core. Mostly because I think it makes yeah, I think it makes the most sense here. Maybe we add a new folder here. Command line. Or maybe we add it in engine. Maybe we add it actually in engine, and I think I will call it different. Engine variable.age. And that basically is so we definitely need a string view or maybe a string ID. Let's do a string ID. Or actually, yeah, no, let's do a string ID, I guess. That's fine. I'm thinking if it makes sense, but I do think that's fine. Or ID. Now we have T default value. And let's do that. Then we have a template overload here for a couple of different ones. Can I do a template type name? Numbers is not a thing, right? Does that work? I'm not sure if you can do that. But maybe you can. Min value. Oops. Is there a highest? I'm not sure. Is it high? No, it's like max, I think, just right. Let's actually include that so that we have it. So in engine, put engine variable there. Sorry, I have something in my nose all the time in the last couple of days, but I'm not sick. Not quite sure what it is. Whatever. Okay, that built, but did it really build? That's the question. Probably engine variable. Alright, and then let's try first to add that. Tone mapper. Okay. How do I need string ID 32 here? Is the work done? Oh, of course. What? Ah, wait, is that not included there? Ah, string ID is afterwards. Why did I do that? Was there a reason that it was afterwards? I don't think so. Nah, that's what I thought. Like that or what? Yeah, I don't think that works like that, right? I think Unreal gives a default one, or doesn't it? But maybe not, I'm not sure. Okay, so I guess that doesn't work. So maybe I just make overloads for the types. Well, let's actually... That makes it a little bit easier, right? I'm wondering if there is a better way to do that. There has to be a better way, right? That can't be it. Then I would need to copy that. Actually, yeah, and we probably need a struct I engine variable. So that we can have them in like a collection. That's a future thing. Does that work now? That seems to work. Actually, we could do a STD implementation for that, but I don't know, maybe not. That's what I said. I don't know if you heard it. I thought there was a default one by Unreal. That's what I thought. Because I think to remember that when I did this as a Unreal plugin, the whole thing that I'm doing here back in the day, that I used to get ignored from them. Don't mute me. No, just kidding. Huh? Where is the error? Undefined reference. Oh, yeah, of course. Stupid me. But I want to find that out. Because I don't believe that. I mean, maybe. C++ specialized template for concept. Does that work? Ah, okay. Wait, what? That works? Really? Hold on. Do something like here, and then you do a requires. std is arithmetic. Or is not arithmetic, or what? And based on that, if no, wait. Really? No, that can't be it, right? But that doesn't really... Is there a concept for arithmetic? Incrementable, why that doesn't really help. Named requirements, maybe, yeah. Numeric type. Okay, that is not it. Very sad. I mean, I guess I could do concept is or Okay. That doesn't really work. That doesn't work, right? I mean, that's anyways a little bit garbage, I guess, but... Or does it? The question is, what is the problem? Is it still the missing? No. Yeah. So that doesn't really work. Okay, so it doesn't really work, I guess. Very sad, I guess. Because I guess that one didn't really do it, right? Wait. That's not exactly the same. Because I don't think this works, right? Or does it? Does that work? Is the question. I doubt it does, to be honest. But it would be cool if it does, because it would save a lot of boilerplate. Just for the integer types and float. Okay. I think that works. Well, I guess... Let me think. Maybe I even do it like that? No. No. Better not, maybe. Okay. Hey, hello, welcome. Alright, so that should do the trick, probably. At least in terms of implementation. Let's see if it actually works. Okay, yeah, that should hopefully build. Then we are almost there. Okay, that actually built. Perfect. So then the other question is just, can I now do here this and 0 and 10? Well, that should work as well, right? Yeah. But then if we are, for example, string value, This doesn't work anymore exactly because it doesn't. Well, first of all, we need a string here, but then we don't have that. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, that's good. That's very good. Okay. So I guess we do this. It's either arithmetic or is enum? It's scoped enum, I think. Or actually, maybe not. Let's keep it like that. Can I do std arithmetic here? No, right? How does that work? No. Let's do numeric. I don't know, man. Yeah, let's leave it as numeric. I don't know. Probably uppercase. And then template type name T concept. Do I want a special overload for scoped enum? That's the other question. Maybe not necessarily. Not sure. 1 second, I need to blow my nose. Gonna mute myself. Alright. Not too sure about that. Let's leave that out for now. I don't know. One thing for sure is that we need here virtual, and technically we need the virtual destructor here. And then probably I need a get function here, right? And then let's do a template type name T. Do we do tref or T? Maybe T. So we dereference that and okay, I need to do that, and then dereference it to copy it out. Can I do a bit cast here? I want to have sorry, I only read it now. Oh yeah, just the second monitor is a bit scuffed. I want to have variables, for example, like this here, that basically you will see either in a console similar to what you have in like Unreal or something like that. That you can set from there. Where is the console in Unreal? They have one, right? Yeah, something like that, right? So console variable, exactly. Something similar to this. So things that can be tweaked, but usually they shouldn't be, but it's for easier iteration and stuff like that. Debug stuff. Things like that. Yeah, but it's not technically only on the console, I would say. Oh, okay. Export ed. Should that mean exported? And they didn't just type it like that, or what? That's funny. Ah, okay. Sorry, okay. They made it Conol instead of console? Where? Really? Ah, but wait, that's the official one, right? Oh, but it's correct here. I don't know where they did the typo. But on Google it's the typo, yeah. The Conole variable. Cool. Oh, it's in the YouTube. Oh my god, it's in the YouTube thumbnail. That's funny. conio.age. Okay. I think I have had funnier ones, but I wouldn't know one on the top of my head right now. But I think I saw funnier ones, but maybe not. I'm not sure. So how would I want to render those is the question, because even if I do that, I think I would need some sort of property inspector somewhere for this that we need to register for sure. Maybe I don't want to have it like that actually. Maybe I just kinda know what to cast it to. Actually, in this case, this simple one. No, let's keep it the same for both interfaces. I think it makes it better. That can be cons because we don't really change anything. And then that is kinda the same. Just that we do an STD clamp between this and the M min value and the M max value. And that's about it. Yeah, no, I lived in Spain, so that's why I know what you mean. I lived in Spain for 5.5 years, so I know that word. It was one of the first things they taught me. As usual with the foreign languages, those kind of words are the first ones you always learn. As well as the difference between pollo, which is chicken, and the one that ends with A instead of O. Well, you shouldn't order that, I guess. Would be kinda weird. I mean, depends on the establishment, maybe. Some places you might be able to order that. Alright, so that's that. I think I need where would I want to do the visualizer for that? Because Core doesn't have that, and it will never have that. So the question is, where would we put that? Maybe that's a case for just living in UI. Either in UI or game core. But I'm thinking about adding it just to UI. Because I think it makes kinda sense to have it there. Let's add it. New folder. Windows. New file. Engine variables. Window.h. And then where probably have a private version of that as well. Windows, engine variable, window dot engine variables, window.cpp, and then maybe we have a property inspector here, new folder. Let's do afford a property grid, maybe. Wait, delete. New folder, property grid, inspectors, and then a new file, engine variable inspector. Kinda. Onyx, thank you. Yeah. And then this is this. Then it's basically just a draw function, right? Yeah. And that is fine. And then basically we just have a if const expr std, well, actually numeric, and we can do this, otherwise we do the other part, kinda. Hey GD Bobby, hello. Draw property with get name is that this? Where is my scalar options? Min, max, yeah. Yeah. All right. So that I think. Oops. Yes. Exactly. I'm actually not too sure how. I mean, I'm definitely sure that I have an accent. I'm not sure how strong it is, but I think it's there for sure. If I hear myself speaking in English, I can hear it, but I don't think it's too bad. But yeah, I think it's there. I think it's really hard to get you like rid of that. Um, that is a window. Imgui window is a class. Class engine variables window. Sad. That's not what I wanted to hear, but I guess. Yeah. You make me sad. No, just. All good. No, I said I hear it myself. Yeah. That when I hear myself talking in English, like on a video or something like that, I can as well hear a little bit. Then it's like a yeah, there is a German sounding accent. Is it here? Where did I define the window again? Oh, here probably, right? Windows, yeah. Okay. Engine variables. Let's put it into debug. I have no idea actually. Oops. Oh. That's fair, I guess. None here include Windows. Void engine variables window on render. begin property grid. Engine. And property grid. Then let's just do a test variable here. So basically engine driver pool log test. Is that not it? How does it work again? Where's the T? T-ref is like that. Wait, is it that? Do I need to do a property inspector here or what? Or do I need to do property inspectors? How does it work again? It's in the components panel, I think. Property inspector. Because I have actually no idea anymore how it works. Even though I just built it what feels like a week ago. Yeah, this one. So the runtime ID basically. That would be a type hash of that. Then log test like that, probably, right? Something like that. Mm-hmm. Something along those lines, more or less. The question is, do I need that though? For the inspect. Don't think I need that actually. I think I can make it simpler. Can't I do draw property? With an engine variable T. I mean, do I even need that? Probably not actually. Hold on, I don't need any of that crap. Why did I even do that? I don't think I need the property inspector. Or no, I don't think so. Although it could help. Let me think one more time. Do I need that? No, really. The only thing is, how would I do the visualize? I'm basically maybe I do it with base classes or something like that. In this case, I don't think it's too bad to do it like that. Basically, I mean, I need a type thing anyways where I store all of them. But yeah, then it'd be basically property grid, draw property, is log test, get name, or like in this case, I guess get ID, dot whatever. Here. Actually, I have an idea how to maybe do it. Or let's see. And then get string, yeah, like that. And then we get the value here. And I mean, that is basically an auto here. And then if that value changes, Then we say log test set to value, kinda. And then the only thing left to do is here. Oops, in fin variable window. And probably that doesn't fit anyway. So what we need is here, Windows. I think that's it. And then core is fine, I think. And let's see where we are with that. Redefinition of numeric. I see. Okay. In that case, we will do that then here. Then we don't have it anywhere, and we don't have it in the engine variable either. So we don't need that. Then let's remove that because we removed that to the same place. I am out of coffee, sad. Out of coffee and out of Coke. Very sad. So yeah, let's see if we can finish that today. With the console variables, at least to some extent. And then yeah, next week I will start working on the undo redo system of the editor. That's like the next big thing for 06. 06? Is it 06? Wait. Oh yeah, it's 06. Needed to turn around and look at my beautiful blackboard. Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's kinda how I would, at least like, that's good enough as a first version. I want to have it slightly more sophisticated than that, but good enough. Question is, can I do something like inline? See, and that's what I'm not really liking too much now. That I need to do a unique pointer here. But basically... Oh wait, actually I don't need one. Just need that, right? I just need to be sure that I destroy them again at the end. Like with the destructor, I need to remove them again. So basically... I could do it here so that I not definitely don't forget it. I could as well do it in here. I'm wondering. Nah, probably not. All good. Let's actually not deal with the destroy for now. I don't really care too much about that yet. The idea would then be in here, wherever we had the... The question is, do I want to have it like that, or do I want to have it slightly different? That I'm not sure as far. If I want to have it like as an aesthetic thing, or if the thing will not be. Did you implement unified layout? What do you mean with that? Unified layout of what? No, I did not. The reason why it's not supported on my Windows, like the same machine, but on the Windows version of this machine, it doesn't have that extension. But I'm on the latest AMD driver, which is kind of funny. On Linux AMD driver I have it, on Windows it's not supported. So I did not do it. So it's not a thing that's currently supported everywhere. Yeah, and then we need kind of more stuff here. Then basically it's this, and it's... Well, it's actually ID string. Yeah, I need a void get, well, not a void get, a void set. What is STD bitcast? Let me Google that because I never used it. I think is it possible to do what I want to do with the bitcast, or what is it? So I guess I could do it to a void pointer. I'm not sure. Let's find out, I guess. Where it's like that. See, but then, is it really worth it to do that? All of that? Oh, whatever. Ah. Void star get. Maybe. Turn. Well, actually, void point, alright. Oops. Mm-hmm. Maybe. Let's see if that actually works. That might actually be complete garbage. We could do the same with an STD any or an STD variant, I guess, and it would be a little bit safer, but yeah. Doesn't really matter, I think. Wait, what? Why did it build again? Oh. Oh. Oh, I see. Well, that is a bit of a problem. I see. Okay. That's fair. It's the property inspector. Where does it live again? Oh, it's in the yeah. Oh, that's kind of bad. I guess we would need the property inspector then. Never mind. Paying the song. I think the property inspector probably is the cleanest way around that. Not sure if I can think of a different approach. Because even an STD and it wouldn't get me far. An STD variant would get me a little bit further, I guess. But I don't really want to do an STD variant for that. So how do I get best to the value here? I mean, I guess what we can do for now is just to be sure that it still works for value fonts. I want to see if that at least kinda works. In theory, that we have like all the engine variables there. But I think it has to be slightly different anyways. but I'm not sure how I would want to solve that. It's like a couple of options, I'm not sure which one I prefer here currently. But I think I will build that, then we'll look at it, and then I will get a coffee. And something more to drink. Except for water, because I want something with taste. Unfortunately I don't have Coke, but something else will do. So in theory I should have two, and yeah, okay, I have two engine variables. Perfect. They are just both cool because I don't support any other type yet, but at least it works in theory. And then let's, yeah, I will get a coffee and then I will think about that. Be right back. Getting a coffee. Alright, I am back. So how would I want to solve that? Because the engine variables live in a space that I don't have any UI yet, and they can't really be exposing anything as well. I mean, what would work? Probably. I mean, I had that, but then I said like, maybe I don't need that, but maybe I do actually. Let's bring it back. I'm not sure. Maybe I need it. Maybe it was not such a bad idea altogether. We add a property grid. We add inspectors. And then new file. Yeah, because yeah, there is no other way around it, I think, at least. Yeah, I don't think so. engine variable inspector .h. Pragma once namespace Onyx UI includes UI property inspector template that, well, actually template type name T. Property inspector static bool draw force draw, I guess. Oh, here. Is that not it? Oh, wait. Yeah. And then if const expr yeah, I think we have to do it like that. Draw property get ID get string, I guess, and then variable, well, yeah, T value. Actually, we can do that here already. Variable get min and then we need to register that. I think for now I will register that in the UI here, similar to that I registered yeah, this one here, right? Property inspectors register. Oh, where? I guess I need to register all of them. Register. Why is that not a thing? Ah, I missed one. Really? This is the... yeah, okay, I missed one, yeah. Okay. And then I guess engine variable inspector. Well, not that, sorry. Tone map. Yeah, okay. So then the question is, will it work if I just do property inspectors to raw? Or with the ID? Like that? Does that work? The only question is that will not work, right? Because it's not a runtime ID. But I mean, we could. Could store the runtime type ID there. Or no? Oh, wait. I guess it's better. Let's do that. Might work, might not work, let's see. Yeah. Let's see what happens. That should hopefully give us two different engine variables now. One integer and one bool. Is that very dynamic? Not really. So maybe I want to rethink that, but I'm not sure. I mean, it's with the code gen in the background, we could make it very dynamic, but Not sure if I want to use the quotient for everything here. Oh. Why is that a thing? Engine variability. Type hash. Shouldn't that work? Famous last words, shouldn't that work in GUI system? Wait, oh no. Stupid, right? Like that. What? No, never. Eh? Oh, wait, what? Ah, the... Hmm? What? Property inspector T. Yeah. Draw scalar. Why? Is that not a thing? But bool is not numeric, or? Is numeric evaluating to true for bool? It looks like it. Fascinating. Okay. That works. Well, it's kind of... Why would it be dot dot 10? That I'm not quite sure actually. Shouldn't that be 0 to 10? Shouldn't that have been 0 to 10 and not nothing to 10? Because I still limited the bottom as well. What? Ah, yeah. Okay. Options 0 10, yeah. So has min is false. It has max is true, but why? Oh, because yeah, because it's okay, I see. How do I solve that? Or std. Well, actually, if is not lowest or std is unsigned. I guess. Because then we want to show 0. Although, nah, I don't think that's actually valid, never mind. I mean, it works, but probably not how I would want to do it. Kinda okay, I guess. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe they should be optional. Not sure if that will work. Basically, then what I would do is well, that is if has value. I guess we do value 4. Or actually, yeah. Scalar t min value. Has min and max. Then we do this. Perfect. I think that should do it. The only question is, does that work everywhere? Not if you don't put the semicolon there. So that still works, 0 to 10, perfect. Then for example here we don't have one, yeah, perfect. Not sure where I have another of those constraints. I think in terrain settings maybe? Actually no. Okay, not sure where I have those constraints. But that's nice. Okay, cool. So I think that works. That's a good change. Still not sure if I like the way I draw the properties, like for the variables. And how I actually register the variables is maybe not the cleanest one as well. I think what I would want to maybe do instead, I think, yeah, two things. Let's do two things. One is kill that again. I think we don't really need that. And then instead what I do is engine system or AI engine. No, here. Virtual AI engine variable. Although I don't think I want to have that actually. Just want to have a register. Where is the register actually? Don't have that here. Ah, because it's in a factory, right? Yeah. Or but we do have a virtual. Do I have a virtual? Yeah, virtual. Or not. Now let's keep this a complete, like an interface. application. I mean, it could be that we wouldn't need to do that, but whatever. Hash map, string ID 32. Oh, well, yeah, we then definitely need to do. Yeah, let's do it here. It's fine. I think I have the hash map here. It doesn't actually make a whole lot of sense to duplicate that. But maybe it's its own... Maybe it's its own system actually. Let's do that. Oops, I didn't want to do that. Let's create a new file. Engine variable registry. Let's use class. Public const hash map get variables. Sheesh, that hurts. Void register engine variable, I guess. Void unregister. Remove, erase, erase. Should have a key as well, right? Yeah. We of course need that then. Virtual, well, actually not virtual, but I mean, I guess that could actually be a public one, I guess. I mean, I guess we can make it private as well. It doesn't really matter. Then we would need but in that case, yeah, we would need to be able to unregister again. Or do I need to unregister? Yeah, I mean, maybe. Although it doesn't, no, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to unregister, I guess. I will, that's a detail that I will think about. Maybe it would make sense to unregister. Engine system. Let's not do that. Instead we have that. And that. I mean, maybe. No, I think I leave it like that. I think I like that. And the only question is, where would that live? Probably in the engine system. Like here. Probably. Or it's a system, maybe. Maybe that's the cleanest one. That is just a system. Maybe. Actually, yeah, let's what did I just do? I'm not sure how I did that. Whatever I did. Engine variable system. Why not? And then oh, but wait, that doesn't really work how I would want it to work then. No, it has to be a static thing actually, I think. Unfortunately, it really has to be something static. Yeah. I think it's one of the few cases where I have to have something static here. I think it has to unfortunately be like that. And then here we have a void register variable. Kinda like that. And then we have Onyx Engine. I guess we could just have register this. I think that is a bit of a problem. I think that's that might be a dependency cycle here. I think I need CPP for that. Engine variable 60. Then basically I need to move those out. That could work. Ish. And why does it need to be static? Because otherwise I cannot collect them nicely, I would say. It's a bit a shame, but I think everything else is just worse. I don't really like singletons, but I don't think there is a good way around this one, unfortunately. But I will definitely do a couple more rounds of research. Maybe I find it better, or like not maybe research, but yeah. Engine get. Guess I need that. Or actually, const engine variables registry. Get variables registry, get variables, I guess. Yeah. And then I want to do one more thing today, which is grouping them, and then we clean up probably on Tuesday. I will clean up that whole implementation for submit on stream. But I want to do one more feature, and then yeah, it's mostly making this nice. This is currently just a proof of concept. It's not the final version, but it works perfect. So the other thing is, let's test actually if it works. So let's go to tone map path. And let's actually get the tone mapper here. Let's see if that actually works. But basically we go in here. Okay, so that is 0, right? So that looks kinda correct. Yeah. 2, 3, 4. I don't think... Oh, do we have a 5? I guess we have a 5. I'm not sure what the default one is, but yeah, basically it works. Which is nice. That's exactly how I would want it. I mean, it should probably be a drop down, but so it should be an enum in this case, but basically the engine variable works. So that's good. Couple of more things I want to do. So first of all, I want to draw a search bar here. Do I need... Well, I guess I can have a private string and search. Int label grab focus. Probably... Ah, that's... I'm not sure actually. Why is that a thing? Why is the grab focus an external thing? Okay. Search bar is focused. By default, I guess it's true. That's correct, I guess. Okay, why do you not like that? What is the problem? Ah, because I didn't save that, okay. And then I guess we return true if we have a search text or what? Well, I guess if mSearch get ID get string bar, but that string .h. Is it this? Yeah. Ignore case find. Okay. Search string mSearch. If that is not what do we return? Probably impulse, yeah. Well, if it is impulse actually, then we'll continue, I guess. Okay, yeah. Cool. Why is it all lowercase? Oh, because I'm... No, actually. Why is it all lowercase? Not that it matters, but I would want to have that normal in there. Search string. But I'm not doing it here, right? Is that what converted to lowercase? That would be stupid if that was the case. And that's a bug if it did. No, it's... I cannot type uppercase, okay. Why? Or is it because maybe my modifier key is broke? Can I just type anywhere else in uppercase? No, I cannot, okay. I think my modifier keys in Imgui are broken. Question is why? Probably it's something I killed with the key. Shouldn't this happen here? Okay, yeah, it is. So why would you not? Do I have a no? I mean, that's a normal thing. Oh wait. 12 mushrooms. That doesn't sound so good, but I don't I'm not into that game, so I don't know. I mean, okay, I mean 2 out of 12, maybe that's fine, I don't know. 12 doesn't sound so much, right? So why is my mod key not working? Hold on, maybe it is wrong that it's not down or something like that? No, it's down is true. Yeah. Oh, but maybe this is wrong? No, the character thing, right? This one. Maybe I bricked something here. Sure. Might have done that wrong, right? Probably this needs get input jar. This probably needs the modifier exactly. Here I would need to handle the shift one. So I think that's the issue. It's just a Linux thing. Let's actually see what that does. Let's see what that does. glfw GitHub. What does that do? Oh, if the mod it doesn't do anything or what? Wayland window. But don't I need to convert this somehow? Key code +8. But I'm not doing that, right? Oh no, I am doing that. But I guess I'm not. Code point. Hey Marmalade, thank you for the subscribe. Thank you. And I added text to speech or something like that. I finally pimped my notification stuff. But thank you very much, really appreciate that. It's really not needed, but always happy to see that. Why would you... Okay, let's put a breakpoint here. Because I'm curious now. I guess... Well, okay, yeah, that makes sense. $97. Okay. Is it the same? Yeah, it is. That's weird. How does glfw handle uppercase then? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. What? Okay, str. Wayland, I don't know. Wayland keyboard maybe? I don't know. And then what am I looking for? Not sure again. I mean, probably this, right? Okay, maybe not. Let's see, do they even use that? Oops. Okay, they do have it. So, okay, it's maybe not Wayland keyboard. Let's go to Wayland window, I don't know. Okay, maybe not. Wayland mouse. Start text input, stop text input, update text input. Very weird. I don't think that's maybe what I want. Oh, what is it what I want? I thought that I would need that somewhere in STL as well, but I guess not. I mean, it kinda exists, but not really. And then I'm not quite sure what that all about. What's that all about? Key map iterator. Ah. The question is, what does the mod state do? Okay. And then okay, yeah, I definitely need to do something with the mods, I guess, for Wayland. Okay. Not sure what yet. Probably should look up on the official documentation. But it for sure is wrong, because I cannot do uppercases. So we don't have a fully functional keyboard yet. I kind of missed that, to be honest. But that's the thing. I guess. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Probably I need to change. I probably would need to change the key code here, to be honest, in some sort of way. Or something like that. I mean, for shift it might be easy, but for the special characters it probably is not that simple. So yeah, I'm not sure. We will look that up later, I guess. It's not really needed right now. So the search was kinda working, which is nice. Oops. Engine variables window. Yeah, so we had where had it working until it didn't work anymore. If search string is not empty and we don't find the thing, then we continue. All right. Otherwise, I basically want to change them slightly to do one more thing. So yeah, that still works. Good. Okay, so then hash map of string ID and engine variable. Okay. And then basically, how do I want to solve that? Let's see if it works in a simple way. So let's get the string for now. Okay. And then we auto split is split the variable ID on this delimiter. Then for each const auto ref split oh well, yeah, that kinda doesn't work. Well, I mean, for now it will work. Or, I mean, maybe. No, actually it won't work. Well, no, it actually might work. Something along those lines, and then we do that. Const u32 count. Basically, if it's greater than 1. Or actually, if it's not empty, it's good enough. I guess we could do the size, it doesn't really matter. It's a very ugly code, but I just want to see if that would work. What I'm trying to do here. So that should still behave, I think, the same, hopefully. Yeah. And then that would be split. Wait. Oh, well, no, that's fine, I guess. Yeah. And then the other thing would be to test that now. Would be post effects / tone map, right? Something like that. And then we crash. Perfect. Exactly how I would have wanted it, not. Why? Shouldn't that have worked? Terminate. Where is my window? Shouldn't that go in there? Begin a collapsible property group. And then we end that? Isn't that how it usually works? Find all references. Ah, but only if we begin it. Ah, okay. Count, well, in that case, groups to opened property, opened groups count. Zero. And split size -1. Okay, static cast, while numeric cast that. But it doesn't complain about that. And then that would basically be if that is true. And we count that up. And then for each open one, we do a close. That should work. Famous last words, I think that should work. Yeah, that looks fine. Okay. Well, it's fine until it's not fine, I guess. guess if all of them are open. Any kind of work related to US, I agree to some extent, yeah. Actually, no, not to some extent, I agree, just plain out agree. Okay, so that works. I guess then I would as well phone, or I would want to open it if it's searched, right? But otherwise that's fine. I think I want to hide this bar. Don't think I want to have this resizable, but not sure. But yeah, that would be the idea. And then the other question is, does that work with multiple ones? So I'm not sure if I have another place, but for now let's just add one here, because why not? I don't have a nice place. Other post effect. So are they grouped then is my thing, right? Because I would want them to be grouped. If they are not grouped, then it's a bad thing. Okay, yeah. So we would need to... I would need to do something there to group them. Okay. Not the end of the world. But yeah. Would be kinda nice to have them grouped. Yeah. And how does it look if I have a nested one? So if I do one more layer, how bad does that look? Tone mapping, for example. Well, I guess I would need to trim them as well, but maybe I already do that actually. Maybe I trim them already. I might already be smart enough to do that. Well... Oh, I am stupid. So if one of them is, I guess, closed, then we break here. Because we don't show that property in this case. Yeah. So you need to open that, and then you see your property. Yeah. Good enough. Is it the most beautiful UI? Probably not. But yeah. I guess if rule is search or is searching. Oh yeah. So if we are searching, default open. That should do it now, so that if I do now phone map, yeah, exactly, then it opens it up. Perfect. But it doesn't close it again, I think. Oh, it does actually. That's interesting. I didn't know that it does that. I mean, I kinda like that. Okay, cool. Today I learned that this flag is actually smarter than it looks. Okay. I mean, that needs a little bit of cleaning, but overall it kinda works. We still need to sanitize the names, of course, and we need to group the names so that we don't have multiple collapsible groups with the same title. But that's pretty much how I imagined it to work. And I think one last thing that would be nice, maybe I do that now. Is well, that's actually not so simple. Or is it? No, maybe it is fine. Where would that be? Main.h? Parse command line args. Let's do it simple. So for each U32. Well, actually, it's an S32, I guess, in this case. Yeah, we would need to have the main one for Windows as well, but yeah. I think that's the count, right? I'd assume. Shouldn't have done that, but okay. And then yeah, basically I get all my hash like variables. Although probably that should be saved somewhere, that if a variable is initialized later we recognize it maybe. Because I'm not sure if that is the smartest thing to do. If engine where string view arg argv and then if ignore case equal or first of all if arg at 0 equals minus. If that's not the case, we can skip it. Otherwise we continue. And then if we move one forward so that we have only that, and then engine were maybe no, let's iterate over them, I guess. If ignore case equal id get id where get string actually, and the arg, if they are the same, then we've found one. And basically guess it's arg vi plus 1, right? Is the value, I think, I'd assume. And then we would need to put that in there, which we probably need to parse, but for now let's actually just see if we hit that. So maybe we do an stdc out or something like that. And we need to, of course, change our launch settings. Basically, minus tone map as 1. That would be the idea. let's see if we get there. Okay. Oh yeah, we need to skip the 0. Because that's always the executable, I think. If I remember correctly. Okay. Oh wow, that's 1. I see. Okay. I see. Why is that 1 argument? Is it always like that? I'm not sure. Might be because I put it as a string there. I guess. Yeah, probably because this is a string, so it puts it as 1 already there. The question is, do I want to have it like that, or do I need to have it full with the full post effects on map? Maybe something like that makes more sense. That it's the full name, right? Because otherwise there might be an overlap. Could be that, or we could as well have I think I will add 2 ways to define that. Like one config file maybe, and the arguments to even override whatever comes from the config file. So you have like 1 more override. So we have like 3 ways of handling those values. One is like at runtime with the UI, at startup with the config file, and at startup with the command line, which overrides whatever is in the config file. I'd say. I think that makes sense. But I will call it a day for today. I am quite hungry. But yeah, I mean, mostly it's working. It was almost as simple as I thought it would be to add. We will clean that up on Tuesday. I will do a little bit more research about how I would want to do the... I mean, no, actually I'm not like unhappy anymore. I think I'm quite happy with the solution. Even though it's like a static registry, it's fine. That is something that we will never really change, and we will never have multiple things of. So I think it's fine. As I said, I'm not a big fan of static stuff, but I think in this case it kind of makes sense. But yeah, that needs to be a little bit cleaned up. Yeah, have a nice rest of your evening. Marmalade, thank you for the subscription, really appreciate it. One more time, I have to say thank you for that. And yeah, thank you all for joining, and see you on Tuesday. Have a nice start into the week. Bye bye.